I was.
Welcome to the Breakfast Club. Josh was trying. We were playing chicken to see who'd push the button first to go live. And me and Josh went at the same time.
Damn it! I was like, "Who's going? Who's going?" It's on me.
Hey! It's Friday night. Crack some lager.
Oh dear. Oh man. Yeah, it is Friday night.
Well,
hold on,
Aaron. Are we going to talk about Josh's love life? Because I hear he's sort of talking about his love life before we went live.
Yeah, he did. He was something about his wanting to talk to my mom. Which, hey, you know, I get it. She's probably about your age, so.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm late. Sorry. Apparently it's a day job I have to deal with. I super would do it.
Good.
Oh my God. Ken, what time is it for you? Stupid o'clock.
Nah, 7:30 in the morning. It's money.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to have a beer with me, and he's like, mate, it's 7:30 in the morning.
Come on. I'm going to bed.
Game day build up. I'll have a beer, which will be 8:30 tonight for me. It'll be perfect.
Oh man, Patty's already drunk. We know that.
12:30 in the AM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or the night, either one. Yeah, the AM. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, well, the last question was asked, other than dropping the yo mama jokes, was what are we talking about
today? Big news week. There's a million things to talk about this week.
Do you want to run through the news and then we'll talk about the game tomorrow? I mean, shoot the rehearsal like times 10.
Yeah.
So much stuff has dropped this week. Like, you know, obviously Dolby's back. Bloody,
Dolby is back, isn't he?
Yeah. The team, are we going to get promoted? Are we not going to get promoted?
Yeah.
Where are they going in the off season? Big news for me.
Big news for you. Yeah. All I got to do is go to sleep after this because I got to get up and done. You know, we could sit here and whatever. But anyways, yeah, let's go. By the way, thank you all for coming in. Please smash the like on the video. Oh, shoot. And subscribe to the local pundit and the global pundit if you haven't already. We're going to get to 2,000. We're at like 248 away from getting to 2,000. So we can do it. I know we can do it. But let's open it up. What are you guys thinking? It has been a big news week. It has been. I mean, I think, honestly, if I wake up in the morning, if there's less than 100 people in the Discord, and 99 of them are Patty, I'll be like, it's been a slow day. You know what I mean? It's a slow day. Yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, Ken, there you go. Sarah just jumped on one. There you go. What do you think, Ken? What do you think?
Look, seriously, if, you know, like it got reported on Channel 9, which is one of the channels down here in Australia, when they're at a football game, that Wrexham's coming to Melbourne to play a team called the Melbourne Victory, which is one of their national league teams, like A-League teams, which is our Premier League. It's not a Premier League, don't get me wrong, but it's our top league. And Melbourne is the sports capital of Australia. It is unbelievable. They're going to play at Marvel Stadium. There's a stadium down here sponsored by the Marvel Universe, 50,000 seat, retractable roof, like just perfect. Like, so good.
Oh my! I thought someone had to
horror stories. It's like
that's because we're getting towards the end of the season. It's squeaky bum time. That's what you just heard. Squeaky bum time.
Speaking of squeaky bum time, he's hasn't washed his lucky pants yet. I hope you have. That might be. Otherwise, your sausage and chips tasting this weekend might taste a little bit different, my friend. Sorry. So Ken, they're gonna come out and see what. So they're the Victory as opposed to the losers.
Melbourne Victory is the name of the team. There's two football teams in Melbourne, and then there's two in Sydney, one in Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, all over the country. Anyway, a great city to come to. It'll be interesting. They're obviously massive flight time to get here. So are they going to be playing more than one game is what I'm thinking. Like, you know, they could stay in Melbourne. They could maybe play a game in Sydney. Also, Wayne Evans, who's in the chat saying, morning, fellas. Wayne actually played for a rugby league team here in Australia, the Melbourne Storm. And he's actually got, I'll let the cat out of the bag here, Wayne. Wayne's going down to a reunion for his team, and he's hoping that it all ties in because his reunion's in July, and he said he's going to go down. So I'm sure all the Aussie fans in here at the local pundit are absolutely going to want to get in and get tickets as soon as they become available. They will sell out a 50,000 seat stadium. They'll get 20,000 from the Melbourne victory alone, minimum. Yeah. So
yeah, it'll have to be more than one match because it's not going to be a summer tour with just a single match. You know, that wouldn't be good enough.
No. So I think they might play 2 in Melbourne and 1 in Sydney. They could play 2 in Melbourne, fly to Sydney, which is an hour, play 1 in Sydney, and then fly home from Sydney.
Third largest sporting group down there in the world.
Oh,
is Australia.
Massive, mate. Massive. Like, seriously. All the big events in Australia are really in Melbourne mostly. Like, you have the Australian Open tennis, you have the F1, you have Melbourne Cup, the horse racing carnival, which is huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to that again this year. You have, obviously, cricket, Aussie rules down there. The MCG holds 90,000 and they often sell out.
Can you tell us what cricket is in 30 seconds?
It's like baseball, except it actually isn't so boring.
It's so good. I don't know about that.
Like no one outside of America, except for Japan and Cuba, cares about baseball. Nobody.
Japan.
Yeah, I said Japan and Cuba.
Oh, you did. Okay, sorry. We must. Okay. Yeah. Well,
I
that's
love
great.
it when Josh listens to me.
No, you got cut out. It's kind of muffled. We're kind of muffled. I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I mean, but you're definitely gonna go. Right? Yeah.
And I'll get down there, see the boys, maybe get them to a game of golf somewhere. We have, like, in the top 100 golf courses on the planet, there's about 5 of them in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm. We'll get you a press pass. How's that?
There's about 50 of them in Ireland.
Yeah.
Not even close to 50, Paddy. You're just so overstated that it's not funny.
There's a Wayne's also there too, man. My friend. What's going on,
I was just talking about Wayne when you were on the phone. How he's actually got a reunion for his football team, and he's going down for that at the same time. So he is super stoked.
I know. Sorry, I have to work. I apologize. Apparently, someone has to work in this house, and I didn't plug the bot in, so I couldn't find her.
I am clipping that up and replaying that to Annie.
Yeah, that needs to Anne needs to hear that. Anne needs to hear that. She's obviously not home.
I muted her. There's a functionality that I can do where I can mute her hearing so she can't hear anything. It's really good. It's a download. It's a free
on
download.
The app. Is it on the app? Yeah.
It's on the app. Yeah.
Boys, in a second, someone's going to walk in with talking about baseball with a baseball bat. Clip Josh over the head with a baseball bat.
I do sleep with a baseball bat by my bed. I do.
What you do in your own personal time is your business, Josh.
I think I've slept with this is totally good off topic. I've slept with a baseball bat since like I was 19 years old, and it's been the same bat till I get it. I will.
Okay.
Where
exactly you put that bat is your business. No one wants to know.
It's not a fungo bat. The long one. It's just a short one.
Yeah, that makes it better. Yeah,
that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I've heard it was a short bat.
You don't want it too big.
Yeah, anyways. All right, that's good. So Ken, you're gonna go and you're gonna watch the games, and we'll see if we can get you a pass, so you can get so you can like do your whole like, hey, I'm Ken, one of those deals. That'd be a lot of fun.
I'll show you how it's done. I'll get in there. I'll get the interviews.
Ken, the roaming reporter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's got to happen.
Oh, yeah. But what's that say on your comments? Soccer?
Comments. Yep. That is Brandon's team.
Is that the team you're? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the team coaching.
I see Hip Karma there in the comments. I'm sure Hip Karma will be coming to watch Wrexham as well. I mean, she's down near Canberra, so she'll be definitely keen to head on down to watch Wrexham, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
We'll all catch up.
That'd be awesome. That's your update, Patty. What do you got? I know you want to touch base on a lot of stuff this week. The news. What do you got?
Oh, the big one for me is the new board members, because to me that is just screaming that the revenue is going crazy. I don't logically see the need for these particular people on the board unless they are continuing to drive and increase those revenues. And we've only seen them, which is basically the start for League Two. They already know what's happened with League One, which is almost over, and they have projections comfortably, I guess, for next season, depending on which league they're in, and then further forecasts even next 2 or 3 years. So they see the direction of travel on this. And basically it's bringing it in-house and rewarding the people that are involved in pushing that side of it. So I was talking to Aaron earlier in the week, and we were kind of being a little bit careful with what projections we were thinking might happen over the next 2 seasons. In my head now, I'm completely revising those up. But maybe I'm wrong.
Backwards or forwards? I mean, so my take on them bringing, those are all marketing and media people. The guy, well, I know a little bit more about 2 of them because I know I can't quite say, but 2 of them are masterminds, like behind the scenes for a couple things that I know of.
Well, interestingly enough, when you look at that, like Paddy's thing is the board members, and what Josh is talking about there, the 2 people that he knows being masterminds. What it shows is that all these clubs, they employ football people to do this.
Yeah.
It's the wrong people. Like, this is a business, and these people are good at growing businesses. And Wrexham Football Club is a business. It's in the business of football and winning football matches, but to grow it, you have to run it like a business.
Yeah, I think even more than that, it's not just that. It's they let the football people do the football stuff. But they brought in business people to do the business stuff. Which is marketing. It's right. And marketing, right.
Did anyone see the latest ad with Rob and Ryan?
Yeah, that was good.
Today.
How good. Like, seriously, just that's marketing genius. Like, talk about how much United Airlines pays for. Hey?
Do you know what the key behind that, though, is? So that costs nothing to make. It's him, it's the both of them together. Yeah. They're sitting in a room, and they're doing it right here. And it's like, bang, give me 2-3 takes, and they spin it around. They probably shot that in 5 hours. Whatever. What I mean? Like, but that's what Ryan is very good at. Like, and Rob, for that matter. They're very good at just okay, how do we minimize costs and get the best maximum out of it, maximum effort.
Right.
There you go.
How much do we think? Take a ballpark. How much do we think United sponsors Wrexham for? Just a guess. I don't know. I'm just curious.
No idea.
Okay. Well, let's say it's, what do you reckon? 5 M's?
5 M's? 10 M's?
Well, even if it's 10 M's, right?
For a shirt sponsor, that's not cheap, right?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing you got to keep in mind. So they were our sponsor last season, and our total income from sponsorships was 13 and change. So that's going to be split up between them and STōK and everybody else that's all over, all the guys and stuff. Four Walls, is on a stand. All the other stuff, everything's got a name for it. So it may not be quite that big, but
I reckon
I'm sure it's big.
Yeah.
But main shirt sponsor would be close to 50%.
Probably. Yeah.
It's over 50. Yeah.
I would think so. I would.
Yeah.
So let's call it 6, 7, 8 million, right?
Yeah.
Just to pick a number, somewhere between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Now that ad literally gets immediate reach to X million people.
Millions.
Plus, they're all over welcome to Wrexham. They're literally about to fly to Australia. What type of plane do you think they're going to fly down here on? And the promotion there when they get off the plane and so
Ryanair. They'll be on Ryanair. Right? Patty, well, is it just like a bus? Right? Is it just a bus holding on like this?
I'm not standing yet, but we did actually have a proposal. Well, for anyone who doesn't know, I used to work for Ryanair. There was proposals put forward for doing standing seating, kind of like safe standing, where basically you just had somewhere to put your bum, but you stood up.
I saw the mock-ups to that.
Yeah, you weren't even sitting, so it angled just barely, and somewhere to put your bum and a seat belt to tie you in for takeoff and landing, and they could fit so many more people on the flight. It's really interesting.
Planes are just herding human cattle. That's all they are. That's what they do. It's literally moving people. How much can we get paid to move people from A to B?
But how quickly can we get a Bloody Mary as we're on? Like those things are very important.
Well, on my
That's
flight's
the
very
important
fast.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I know how keen Josh is on his Bloody Marys from the day we played golf. I think you might have had 4 or 5 in that one game.
Oh, I was trying to straighten it out. So I was hitting it left, so I had 1, and then I was hitting it right, so I had 2, and then I had 3, and it was like I finally went straight, but that was at the 18th hole, so it was too late by then.
It was more than 3 by the 18th, people, just so you know. And we were all having a great time.
Yeah, we have a great time. Yeah. So on that note, like you say about we're talking about the, bringing in the money and things like that. I mean, you adjusted your mindset. You think we're doing better than we think, or we've less? So,
Yeah. And look, some people could argue that they're putting their focus off the football, because I know you mentioned that they're allowing the football people to do the football. But I agree that they are pushing in the correct place, because the benefits of the marketing that they can drive, which is different to other clubs, they don't have these revenue streams that it's worth pushing in this way. That money will drive our players, which will drive our new players, our new squad, and they're still looking for further promotions. So it will take a long time to build up a full level championship squad compared to other teams that we're against. Now, a lot of them are actually hampered by having squad for so long and not achieving anything with them, that they're extremely expensive. But we're kind of on the other end of that scale, where we're just starting and we're bringing players from National League, League 2, League 1, and still carrying them at the moment. So it is driving that. The only thing that they're missing, that I assume will eventually come, is a director of football. I'd say we're not terribly far away from needing one, potentially in the championship. I would guess they're considering their options for what's going to happen if and when Parky does leave. And my guess would be they would want to maybe bring in a director of football a season and a half, 2 seasons before you're absolutely sure Park is going to be going. Because I think they're going to give him a shot. Like they're not going to bring in a director of football, dump him out the door, and say we're changing the style. But having a director of football there to appreciate what Parky's doing, and also be considering the type of players you're bringing in, so that if and when we change a manager, that the squad that's left behind is not unsuitable to change to other managers if they have a different style in mind.
Well, there's a mindset in there too, that like Parky is running. How do I say this without sounding like a total ass? Again, that Parky is building a team that built just for him, and he's not going to be able to evolve that. Even though Humphrey's saying he's playing his team, that the style of play. And if we get to the championship, that Parkinson's going to be called out, he'll get players and all that stuff. They're adapting it. I don't know. I mean, Aaron and Patty, I know you guys talk a lot on this. What I'm saying is, people are saying that, and I don't believe this. Some people, the negative people are saying that Parkinson running the team into the ground and into a wall, and we're going to hit the wall. Now, when we get to next year, if we do, and we're at the championship, we're going to have a different side and a different team and a different style of play. You guys agree? I totally think we will be that way. So it's almost like they're trying to project the future of now, but we have a summer to go and money to spend and an evolution of the team. I don't think that's fair to say. I don't think it's fair for Parkinson. I'm backing him.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, there's
I'm backing him too. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think for one, you can't. I mean, what he's done. I don't care what the football looks like, to go and even have us in the position to possibly get a 3rd consecutive promotion.
Insane.
Is unheard of. That's not like, you can't like that. That would be like, okay, that would be like the Patriots winning whatever they did, 3 or 4 Super Bowls in a row, and then saying, yeah, but next year Bill Belichick's not going to be a good enough coach.
Yeah.
Next year it's not going to work.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm sorry. That's silly. I know it's a little different because you're going up into a different league. So there is a caveat there. But you have to give the guy a shot, and you got to give a realistic shot, not just 4 months, it's not working. You know what I mean? Like you've got to give him the season to bring in a championship.
Aaron, his
side.
last shot at the championship, he didn't have the backing of the club, and he didn't have the
He didn't. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. He's always, when he's been in the championship, he's been at clubs that with money issues that were
like a Reading. He would be at
and
Reading.
He kept. I think he kept Bolton up one year where they shouldn't have.
He did.
And he managed to keep them up. So I mean, I think you got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Well, do we want to touch on do we want to answer the question, because people probably
sorry, go ahead, the director. I kind of cut in there.
No, that's fine. I really thought that was great. I mean,
do we know exactly, are we going to guess, or do we know exactly what this is? We're just going to bullshit our way through this.
Well, I can let you guess if you want, Josh. I know.
Well, director's not a vice president of football or an SCP. So I'm kidding. I don't know what a director of football does, to be honest. I mean, I can Google it right now. But go ahead if anyone has it.
Well, Paddy, you take this one, Paddy. I mean, I know you'll know what it is.
Yeah, so basically, old school football, before you had directors in this way, the manager decided everything. They decided the style of football, they decided the type of players they needed. And the issue was, if you brought in a new manager, they very often had a completely different style in mind, and then they wanted to cut half the team away. Well, what's happened now is teams have gone for a director of football instead, and they have chosen as a club the type of football they want to play. The reason they need a consistent style of play is because they want to train up recruits and try and get them into the team, or sell them on to other teams who are doing a similar style. And what this means is your coach is becoming, or your manager is now becoming, a little bit more of a coach, in that he comes in and he knows that he has to train and work with them in this style. And he will then work under that style. And if you get rid of him, then the next manager will come in and do the same. So he's the footballing facilitator between the management and the manager of the team themselves. So the manager has lost a little bit of power when you're using directors of football. But they don't coach the team. They facilitate between the upper management and the actual coach.
There's a manager and a coach. That's like Amarin's as the coach. As a manager.
Right. See, and that's the thing. Like, and different teams do it differently too. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the head coach hires the director of football because he gets the guy he wants in that job. Okay, but then also sometimes the director of football hires the coach so he can get his guy. So it just depends on the team and the setup, and certain teams are going to do it different ways. Yeah, and so it can be a lot of different ways, but yeah.
Typically, your director of football and your manager have to be strategically aligned in the style of football they want to play. But the director of football is taking care of the whole vertical integration of both male and female. But if we just talk about the male for a second, he'll be looking at the main team, maybe an under-21 team, maybe the academy, if they have all of those, and going through all of those teams, looking at how, like Paddy said, looking at how they play, looking at how we start to develop players as the academy's coming on board now, developing players right from that grassroots level all the way through to be a more efficient club. And when a director of football gets it right, you start to see a production line of players after 3, 4, 5 years start to come through your club, where you're developing more of your own players. But also on top of that, at the time, it's about recruitment and who you recruit, because in Wrexham's case, we can't do that straight away. We don't have that production line in place yet.
Ken Kisser says, Google says that United sponsorship was $400,000 for a 2-year term, ends 24-25. Just going back to that, by the way.
And that won't be right.
No. No, it won't.
Not even close. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like when we were in league, the National League, our sponsorship and advertising was just under 2 million. Our numbers which just came out of 13 million, that was for League 2, remember, not this year. So I'm tipping when we see the numbers next year, it's going to be nudging up towards 25, 30 mil, and is what we've earned this year that we're playing now. Imagine if we're in the championship, what those sponsorship numbers are going to look like with the reach that Rob and Ryan have created.
Oh, yeah. And paying off that and then putting it. Do you think we'll need another investment?
Well, I have had the phone call, and I just gave them Josh's number. I said, call him. He's got all the money.
Is that 900 number that's been coming?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No one
Pay
knows
by the
what-
minute.
No one knows what a 900 no one knows what a 900 number is, do they?
I don't know that I agree with that, Josh, for the first season at least.
Maybe second.
Yeah, maybe second if they really need to push it in a big way. If the revenue is majorly growing, I certainly don't think we need to, because they see the money coming in, and it appears like they are willing to spend almost everything that's coming in order to be successful, because they're still pushing the growth phase and attacking to get promotion. So if there's enough revenue coming in that they feel they can do that, then I don't think they will need to. But the question is, how big are they going to push in this first year in the championship? That's a question, because I don't think like pushing for top 3 or 4 is any sort of realistic expectation in year one.
Can I make some misstatement of the last year? I think if we go up this year, we'll get into the playoffs next year in the championship.
Well, and look, I'm not going to laugh that off, Josh, because remember, we all sat here at the end of last season and went, middle of the table next year is going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20
And where are we
20
right
will be,
now?
20 will be great. But I think we can get to the playoffs. I do.
There you
Just
go.
saying.
Esteban, he asked, do we know whether they're bringing in someone whom Parky is comfortable? We don't know that they're bringing anybody in.
Yeah, we're just
With that was just we're just speculating.
Speculation,
We don't know
yeah.
that that's actually happening. A lot of teams do that. I mean, there's a lot of teams that don't though. So there's a possibility they may not go to that to that type of a situation. So it might be ultimately they may talk to Parky about it, and he may say, "No, I don't want a director of football," and they may say, "Okay," and they go with what they got. We just don't know. That's all. That'd be all behind the scenes stuff that we wouldn't know.
And Aaron, if you circle right back to what you said early on about them letting the players and the managers to deal with the football and them just growing the business, that is exactly what you're saying right there. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
That could also be the case, because let's face it, you're not doing a bad job just looking after the football team.
Right. Right.
And also, there was a potential new investor at the club last home game, local bloke.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe your top
he may be in an industry that I'm fairly familiar with.
real estate, huh?
Mate, I just said I'm familiar with it, Josh. That's all I said.
Okay. Well, so that was your top of the line, Patty, for the week. What else? Anything else on that you want to tap on? Maybe Aaron want to top something up too, unless you got more, Patty.
No, that's pretty much it. Just where their focus lies, and if they're pushing in this direction and bringing in directors, 4 of them, all roughly the same direction. I know they have slightly different areas and stuff like this, but if it's all pushing in that direction, I think we're going to see a big increase this next accounting period.
Esteban, don't even start. I got.
You get him, Esteban. Don't hold back. You just keep clickbaiting him. You go hard.
I got. Aaron, what do you got? What do you got for this week? What's your top of the line for this week of news?
Got to win tomorrow. Got to win. Got 6 games. We got to win.
We got to win.
We got to win.
That wasn't part of the weekly news.
That's
not
your
part of the weekly news. I didn't see an article on that.
Yeah.
Well, that's I'm eyes on the prize. I'm eyes on the prize.
But you don't care what's going on. You, by the way, actually, they were asking you about. I think Patty was asking you about, like, what do you think about next year's like signings? Like, I can't even country on that. I think you were all in. Which is that
no, that's not true. Actually, I've already
started.
started. I've already started. I'm already started. But I'm not necessarily looking at players that would only be somebody we would sign in the championship. Let's put it that way. So I'm being like, we could sign these players that I'm looking at. They could come either way. So whether we stayed here or whatever, they're still. So not necessarily like I'm not aiming high just yet. Like,
well, then I think we'll do like last season, Aaron. I'm going high. I will go.
That's not fair, because last time Steve Evans made me look like an idiot because I got stuck signing freaking losers from League One.
Hang on.
Well, we won't have any League One for next season.
Then he took all my good players. Steve Evans took all my good players, turned them into the shittest team in the fucking EFL. Like, I'm not happy about it. He made me look like an idiot, and I don't like him anymore.
All I'm saying is, sounds like you're a pretty shit recruiter.
Yeah, terrible.
No, I guarantee you put those. If they would have played for Parkinson, we'd already be up. We'd already be up.
Okay.
That's not,
As I look at Rotherham sitting in 15th place on 48 points.
Yeah. Okay, so you got your guy fired, basically. You got your
terrible.
he
got himself fired. I recruited some of the best players that you could get out of League One that year. And then he just took them and threw them away. Actually, to be fair, they had a shit ton of injuries this season. So
says every coach.
Not to make excuses, but they did have some. I
want to go hunting like we're Birmingham, and we're just literally going to be hunting for Josh's result of a playoff result next year, or maybe even auto promotion, Josh. And we go straight up and we do something totally ever unheard of.
John Merrill, I've had those since the summer. That's already away. I've had Michael Smith. I've got him. Yeah, I know all about Michael Smith. Don't worry, I'm way ahead of you. I've got others that can play that role too.
Paul Pogba coming in next year, playing in the midfield.
Maybe
his brother used to play for us.
Hey, can we talk about something kind of off topic?
Like, don't we always
derail? This is this is pretty off topic though.
I mean, how far are you?
Anybody? Okay. We're talking about it's in Turkey. It happened in Turkey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jose Mourinho. Did you guys see Jose Mourinho?
Oh yes.
And then the dude dives. He takes a dive.
See that's a news story. There you go.
Yeah.
That was so good.
There you go.
That was posted in Discord.
I laughed pretty hard. Was it? I laughed pretty hard at that. I laughed.
I would take Jose at Wrexham any day, any other week.
Can you imagine?
Do we need to show this?
Yeah, I think you should. If people haven't seen this, you need to find it, Patty, because that was good.
Okay, I'll pop out for a second. I'll get it. I'll come.
Yeah. On that note, I'll transition that too. By the way, what's going on, Gaz? How you doing, man? The new director is also part of Ombre Sports. Don't know what that is, but Ombre Sports. That might be for next Kaka, maybe.
I don't know.
But on that note, speaking of that, and I'll bring up the news that I brought that came up today about the ref apologizing that he got it wrong to Parkinson. I'm like, yeah, okay, we knew it wasn't a dive, but everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
The ref makes mistakes. But
I'm okay with him apologizing, because if he felt like he made a mistake and he said, "Hey, I've got it wrong," and he only gets one look at it. And to be fair to him, Brunt's hand was on the guy. Now he didn't push him, but Brunt's hand was on the guy. So Brunt, and here's the other thing, and here's a hot take. I don't know that Brunt's going to start tomorrow.
No,
wrong.
I could see O'Connor back in.
Okay, let me ask you, Ken, hold on, Ken. I'm gonna tee you up. Ken. Do you think there's a likelihood of Brunt not starting or Macca not starting?
There is a higher likelihood of Macca not starting than Brunt not starting. Because now it was asked very early on in the comments. I noticed it. We go way back. We wanted us to talk about what do we think about a Longman and Barnett's starting lineup and dropping Macca, obviously. So playing Longman on the other side. Now, in saying all of this, it is going to be an unchanged lineup, but
that makes your job easy.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably going to be
yeah. So, but if Longman plays on the left, you're getting Longman down 10% compared to what he plays on the right.
Why?
Longman did because he's just not quite as good on that side as he is on the other side. But he's still about 40% better than Macca on that side. Full stop. Yeah, just give me a sec, guys. 2 seconds.
Yeah, someone's got to work. Do you agree with that or no? I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I mean, I don't know. I think here's what Parky proved to us this weekend. Okay, or on Tuesday, he proved to us that when we all talk about, he believes the same thing we do, that if we need to make an attacking change, the two wing backs he wants on the pitch are Longman and Barnett together. If he wants to play an attack, if he wants to make, because that's what he did. He didn't want to make too big of an attacking change and go to the diamond like he does sometimes, because he didn't want to give up too much at the back. He wanted to keep 3 at the back because he wanted to keep that draw if he had to, but he wanted to make an attacking change within the 5-3-2 or 5-3-1-1 or whatever. So he kept Longman on the pitch, switched him to the left side, and brought Ryan in on the other side.
Aaron, let me ask you a question. I'll come straight back to you.
Yeah.
Don't you think we should maybe be playing more attacking right from the beginning?
Well, okay. I mean, let me ask you a question. Have we done that all season? And
No.
Okay, but what have our results been like? We're in second place.
Yeah, I know we're in second.
So,
but just
you
wait.
can't say it's not working. You can't say it's not
I'm not
working.
saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not working. But how many games have we won by more than 1 goal? And we put ourselves under pressure right till the death. And I'll go back, and I said this to Josh the other day, 2 games that I think might come back and bite us in the ass back to back were Bristol and Cambridge, where we're up by 1 goal and we conceded a goal in extra time, both those games, to basically give away 4 points. We have those 4 points right now. We're basically home and hosed.
But you could do that. You could go through every team and do that.
Yeah, but
every team we're against, you could do the same.
I guess
so that's not fair to say that.
My main point is that we only are winning We're only winning matches by 1 goal. And we're playing under so much pressure.
Okay,
we're playing under so much pressure.
I understand what you're saying. I know a lot of people acted like we were sitting back real hard against. I didn't think we sat back that hard against Cambridge. We had 55% of the ball. We had a lot more of the ball than we ever do.
Yeah, but that's because they allow us to have the ball.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So it's not fair to say we were sitting back and weren't going. Like, we really weren't.
If you replay that game, we attacked. We played aggressive for the first 10, maybe 15 minutes, and then we went, let's just sit back, take it easy, and it just looked like we looked like 2 different teams in an instant.
I don't necessarily disagree. I think they played hard. I think it was a lot more open game than what we usually play. That game was open. It was back and forth. It was a basketball game. We were back and forth the whole game. It was back and forth. They created chances. I mean, but so did we. I mean, it wasn't like it was. It wasn't like Reading. It wasn't that. It wasn't the Reading game. Reading, we sat back. We absolutely were sitting back. That we didn't do that against Cambridge. I thought it was a better, and realistically, if you didn't get a really shitty penalty call, okay, or how many times have you ever seen a referee or a linesman call the ball over the line on a corner kick? That does not ever happen, and we won the game on that.
So let me ask you,
we did enough to win that game. We did enough to win that game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Patty, you got you all teed up.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see it. This is funny. So good.
I
laughed.
모르는 쓱도 시.
Evet.
Oh, back up. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Look at him dive though. Oh, my phone.
Okay.
So bad.
Yeah. So good.
Restart.
I love me some Jose.
Okay, should restart now? 1 second.
Here we go.
Try to start.
No reason why he should be playing in that team, by the way.
Here we go. Watch.
Oh,
the feet up, the legs up.
I don't want to die. Oh, it's so good.
At least we know he can coach it in training. That guy.
Yeah. I got to know, was that guy a striker when he played? Did he play, and was he a striker? Because I feel like he was. I feel like he was. That was a striker's dive. That was solid stuff. Solid stuff.
That was a solid.
I'm putting this one up just for you, Aaron.
Because it wasn't like that though. It was,
I'm loving your head shaking as you're trying to say it.
I know, but it just everybody said okay, but
it did drop for a period of time. Absolutely,
maybe it dropped. But here's the thing: you can't play 100 miles an hour the whole entire game. We've got 34-year-old players in the squad. They ain't gonna be able to play a whole full game, full tilt. That's just real
Now
life.
you're defending our style of play because of the age of our players.
Huh? No, we absolutely play the way we play because of the age of our players.
Aaron's
That's an
ages.
absolute fact. That's a fact. That's
I'm all in
that's
on
been
Aaron too.
studied.
It's fine.
No, but that's a fact. Like people play this style. If you have an aging team, you play the style of football we play.
Which
And
is
it's
what
for
he's
that
adapted to. He's adapted to the style. He's adapted his style of play to the people to his talent that he has.
Absolutely.
So
So
I
what
think
you're
next
saying
year,
is what you're saying is we should start Harry Ashfield.
No, I definitely didn't say that. Didn't say that.
I
I wouldn't. I'd feel so bad for that. If they did, I'd feel so bad for that kid.
I like seriously, Wayne Evans and I had a long chat about this. I can't believe all these people say, "Oh, if he doesn't play well, if this doesn't go well, if this doesn't happen." It's all if. How
Give him a
about
chance. Yeah.
give him a chance?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get that, but also you got to think about everybody
position.
else in this. Think about if you're one of the other players and you've been playing good all season long, and now we're going to bring in a kid at the end of the season in a title, or not a title run, but in a promotion run, and then he screws up. It's not just the fans that are going to be pissed. It's going to be the whole locker. You're going to lose the locker room. I mean, I think that's an absolutely.
That's
I'd
just
be
not true. That's not
irate.
how teams work.
Yeah.
That baloney.
No,
That's
seriously, that guy has been training with the team all year.
great. But I'm telling you right now, when I played high school football, if they'd have put a freshman in front of me and he gave up 6 sacks in a game, I'd have beat his ass. I'd have been so mad. There's no way. Absolutely not. I'd have been irate. You do not play. If I'm a better player and I know it, do not know. I have no way. I've played way too many team sports and coached way too many team sports to know that's absolutely how teams work. That's absolutely how teams work.
Aaron, you got to earn your spot.
It's not a good team.
No,
work.
okay, yeah. And the question is, has he earned his spot in a normal season? And he may very well have done that. But it is our position at the top of the table that is hampering that chance. Normally, teams will have the opportunity to try some of these players.
No room for error.
What?
No room for error. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. In our position right now, there's no room for error.
Like the team drawing
absolutely.
Same happened with
like the team drawing against Cambridge. Error. Same team.
Hold on one second.
There's your argument.
Yeah, Sarah, do you want to come on and talk to Ken? Come on now. You gotta go. Yeah. There's no room for error.
Seriously, like it's just like you're saying. There's no room for error. There's so many errors. Like we've played so many errors. This is why if you don't play players that are going to improve, there's so much more upside in him.
Okay,
so much more than any other player that's in that midfield right now. And we've got some good midfielders.
Yeah.
But let's be fair about this though. The errors that have been happening are not back to back in multiple matches. That then you can just switch things up and try lots of different things. You don't always just dump someone out of the team on one error. I know you can, certain managers will, but you don't replace them with someone unproven either. That's the thing. There's too many issues here. I would love to try well, so I'm on both sides here.
Yeah, here's the thing. Me too, because here's the thing. But what should have done was started if you'd have played more games earlier in the season. Yeah. That's what should have happened, and I would absolutely agree with that.
He probably would have been ready.
But it's too late now. You can't put that. The pressure that's on this team right now, you absolutely cannot put that kind of pressure on that kid.
Right now, even me saying like, "Oh, I think Longman's starting to left," I know that's kind of bullshit, but I would like to see it. I don't think he's going to do it. He's going to stick exactly what he wants. He's going to stick with the same 18. This is my 11. He's not going to change a damn thing. Even on the weekend, right? When I was like 50 minutes in, and like, you got to make a change, Parkison. Got to make a change. He waited till what, 68 minutes before he brought anyone in? True. He's just not going to do it. And I'm fine with that. I would love to see Harry Ashfield. I'd love to see Ryan Longman. It ain't going to happen. If it happens this weekend, I'll be shocked. I'll be more shocked.
Oh, it's not going to happen. But I'm saying, and I'm with Aaron where he says it should have already happened earlier in the season. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you on that. But the simple fact of the matter is because it hasn't happened, and like we're saying, you can't do it because teams had errors. There's a team sitting right now on 89 points, played 38 games. that yes, they've spent more money on their squad, but they constantly rotate their squad. And that is the only weakness I see in Parky's management style. Because he's a great manager. I'm on board. We're sitting second on the table, but I believe that is the only weakness that he has.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. I agree with that. Not that anyone cares what I think.
Here's the other thing too. Who are you going to drop? If you want to start Ashford, who are you dropping?
No, okay.
At the moment, like, you could rest Dobson. You could rest Rathbone, but I wouldn't. I'd pick Dobson over Rathbone. But you could rest one of those. I'm not saying drop them. I'm saying rest them. I'm saying give the guy a week off. Like Dobson strained his hamstring in 2 matches ago. And it's like perfect opportunity to say, let's get you 100% before you come back, because you've lost a yard of pace now because you're protecting. And I know this because I'm playing professional tennis. You strain your hamstring, you protect it. You protect it. You don't go flat out.
I don't know. The champions elect have spoken. We don't rotate at all, ever.
That's not true.
And I wouldn't either. If I had that fucking team, I wouldn't rotate them either. Ain't no way. Those guys are unbelievable.
Okay.
Patty, you have something to keep up. Go ahead, Patty. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna just defend Parky a little bit here. Now we know he's probably too strict for all of us, right? But there's a lot of assumptions being made here that he is ready and is good enough to break into the team, which this may not be true at all. We may have seen some of his best work in the cup matches and some of his best play when he came on and showed it under pressure. He may not be like that in training. He may be good in training, but his weaknesses and flaws may show in training against the rest of the team. So, like, it's not fair to assume and just say, because we've seen so little, that is, and we've seen the good parts of him, that's all there is.
Can I just add to that, by the way, Patty? To this and that, what you're saying, we actually have rotated this season. We have 7 different starters that we started this season with, right? We have 7 out of 11. I don't think we're here last year. Is that correct? I think we're only talking about like
we've recruited other players, Josh. We haven't rotated players.
That's not true. We've rotated. We've rotated Brunt and O'Connor all season. And sometimes that's been injury driven, but also sometimes that was just
rotated. Aaron,
which time?
Because he had a shit game and he got dropped.
He had a shit game, but also he got But okay,
it's not rotation.
Okay, but you're all right. So as a coach, I've coached for 20 years. Team selection is the most.
Because you're wearing the hat doesn't mean you're a coach.
No, I am. I'm not talking about. I'm coaching American football. I've coached American football for 20 years, 22 years. Okay, team selection is the hardest thing because there are kids that you're like, he probably deserves a chance, but I know that guy will do the job every single time.
Yeah,
and it's hard to say, you know what? Let's give this guy a break and save him when it's important. And that's and see, and this is this time of the season, and this is why I agree. Earlier in the season is the time to do those types of things that you're talking about, Ken. But right now, when you're in a run-in, see, in American football, we don't play near as many games. So we get like 10 games, but that's like a 10-game run-in. You see what I'm saying? Which we're in now. You know, we're in a 6-game run-in right now. So now it's actually very on par with what I deal with as an American football coach. You have to pick your best team. What you think is your best team. You can't take chances at this point when they mean so much.
And you made the point.
Sorry, go ahead. That's why I think Parkison. I'm like, okay, cool. Unchanged 11. That's what he goes going to go with. Awesome. That's because I think we're in the tournament. We're in a tournament mode right now. I totally agree with that.
We are.
We might not like all of it. Go ahead. Sorry, Ken.
I agree with the lateness in the season comment. Absolutely. And it should have been done earlier. And you made your point of, you know, it's a 10-game season. You play once a week, you know?
Yeah.
And these guys don't. You know, they play. We have stretches where it's weekend, midweek, weekend, midweek, weekend, midweek, you know, and we showed that when we were playing in the Jimmy Bag of Donuts Cup and he started and he played in those midweek games. And yes, they're against weaker teams, but he dominated those defenders. And then he doesn't then get the opportunity. And I'm not saying necessarily that I am actually, you should rotate them around. But even when somebody gets an injury, they don't bring him in, which I think is a fatal flaw in developing a player. Because to Paddy's point about, is that the best we've seen? The guy's 19 years old. Tell me who's going to get better, a 34-year-old midfielder or a 19-year-old midfielder? The 19-year-old midfielder has so much more upside. Look, he could end up being a Premier League player, but unless he gets time on the pitch against better players, you're not going to see him develop.
No, and that's fair. That's absolutely fair. I totally agree with that. But I
think like we're all correct. It's like, we want to see someone do that. You're not gonna play him tomorrow, but we're in this. We put ourselves in this.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen. Would we have rather like win the JBD Cup or go up? You know what I mean? We want to go up.
100% go up.
100%, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's all. Ken is, by the Shea Daddy said you're speaking truth. I don't know.
Well, look. You guys I agree with you guys and you guys agree with me. And I'm saying playing, but I'm agreeing with you. It should have been earlier in the season and he's not going to start him now. But I'm telling you, if he did start him now, he's not going to be the guy that lets you down. He's an attacking midfielder. Yeah. He's going to be spending 20 to 25% of his time in defense. His time, the 70 to 75% of his time is going to be in attack and scoring a goal or setting up a goal, which we don't do much of anyway because we only score one goal a match.
Yeah. Sorry, the bot woke up. She's going out.
I just think I know what you're trying to say. I just don't think it's not just about defensive though. I mean, you're going to want the guys that can take chances in there when they get when it comes down to even a guy that doesn't, even Elliot Lee. If you got if your life depends on it, and you need a goal scored, and your choices are Harry Ashfield and Elliot Lee.
Not after this last weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure he skied it, but I'm still taking Elliot Lee.
I'm not.
Well, I gave that.
He's done it, and that's okay.
He's done it.
Elliot Lee is not at the level he was last year, unfortunately for him. I'm a fan of him, but he is down a level from last year. He's not playing the same football that he played then.
Oh, my.
I wish he was.
Patty's got one leveled in. I can see it in his face. He got one. I got one leveled in there. You could see it in his face. I saw it.
But there's no chance I would drop Rathbone or Dobson for Ashfield right now.
No, not right now. Exactly right. But when Dobson strained his hamstring 2 weeks ago, that was a perfect opportunity to bring Ashfield in the next match.
He still played him.
I know. And you could tell he wasn't running as fast as he used to. He wasn't. You could tell he was protecting his hamstring. And I'm fine with that because we want him to last the rest of the season. But, it's like I've dealt with these injuries playing professional sport. I understand what these guys are doing. It's you have to protect your body.
Patty, you starting Mo Fall tomorrow?
No.
That's what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say we're starting.
No. I was just laughing. I was going to make a different comment, but it's not important.
Go.
No, I was just laughing at Aaron's comment that he said how crap Lee was, but I'm still picking him. I said that doesn't help your case. I was just laughing at. I was just like,
no, I didn't say it was crap. He missed a really good. Actually, played really well. Other than the shot that he missed, he skied it. He played really well.
But he was blown after 10 minutes. You can see he was literally blown.
Yeah.
Oh, he was blown because he was working his ass off. Yeah, absolutely. He was blown. He's not where he should be at this point in the season, and I fully expect that has everything to. No. That's that wreck.
I'm not. No, you're not.
Wreck. Yeah. If he had some sort of the assumption was it was some sort of rib injuries, he's definitely struggling. You can tell that. You can absolutely tell that.
And I actually think, Aaron, I think he's put on. Look, I'm not saying. I think he's actually carrying a couple of extra kilos than what he was when he was at his fittest last year, which has affected his pace a little bit.
He doesn't know the kilos. What's that in American? Come on.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. And you think, really on that kind of injury, all you can do is rest. So if he wasn't doing
that's right.
anything,
Yeah.
he probably
I mean,
pick up a little bit.
Missed the goal, scored the goal. Look, it's over.
Yeah.
We're all shitty that he missed it, but I mean, he just hasn't been playing at the level that he was playing at. Now, does that mean I still have him on the bench at the moment? Looking at our squad, yeah, probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to disagree a little bit. He's not playing with that at that level right now, but he's still tied as our top scorer in the team.
Elliot Lee.
So he was playing at that level, like this season.
Beginning of the season.
But once he got injured,
Yeah.
is when
he's not playing as good as he was at the beginning of the season, and definitely even then he wasn't playing as good as he was the year before. But that's not a fair comparison because it's playing against a lower league.
Elliot Lee is still top scorer. No, that's not.
I think he's tied with it. I think it's him and.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like
pretty sure he may be a goal behind. I could be wrong.
J-Rod's got 2 goals now. He'd be close to our top scorer.
7 goals, 3 assists. 7 goals, 3 assists. Yeah, 3 assists.
Yeah, so they're even, right? Yeah.
So there you go. But there's an interesting point. You're saying tied top scorer. Our top scorer is on 7 goals for the season, which is good and bad. It's good because we're spreading it around. It's bad
because from everywhere.
Yeah.
Smitty have 3 or 4. Smitty have 3 or 4 guys. Smitty's got.
Is this showing for the league? It's not showing.
So he's got 15 goals. So he has 4 for us, right?
Is it 4?
No, I think him in 12.
Was it? I can't.
No, he's got 4. He's got 4, Patty.
So 4, okay, 11.
He's got 4, right?
I'm just happy he scored a header.
Oh,
hey, you know what? Okay, now,
Aaron, when you're doing lists of players this summer, can you please circle the ones that can take a bloody corner?
Oh my
and
god!
They're good at free kicks.
I know.
Put a big asterisk beside them.
You know, okay, but you know who actually does a pretty good job, but he hasn't been in the last few weeks is O'Connor. O'Onnor actually
if he's not played, it doesn't count.
I know, but I'm saying like he's one of the ones like that actually.
Aaron, Paddy and I talked about this. They got Macca taking corners, right? Macca's pretty good with a header. We have two players, Longman and Barnett, who run down the wings and cross the ball in. Why the hell aren't they taking the corners? Like, you know, why aren't Barnett and Longman taking the corners? And then actually they're more likely to get them on target than, unfortunately, I'm going to say it, bloody Elliot Lee. How many times did he not even beat the first man with his corners on the weekend? It was, he was screaming at the TV screen.
I was going to eat. I was not happy.
And the scoring isn't even the real issue. It's that he can't control the game anymore. And for whatever reason, we don't use him in a creative and productive way. Tess says, I don't think he's getting the opportunity to start the games. We are playing a different type of football. We are playing compact football, not expansive football for sure. And Shea Daddy says, number 10 with 3 assists is horrible. He's not playing. You know what I mean?
He's not playing at 10. He's an 8. He's not a 10. He's an 8.
I'm literally John Merrill. We are definitely top of the league for shit corners. We are beating you in shit corners.
I'd agree.
Yeah, we are the shit corner experts. Don't argue with us being the shittest of corners.
Yeah, you're not going to outshit us with corners.
Yeah. Should we talk about tomorrow's game and how Parky can't lose this one, or no? Should we touch base on that?
Well, put the emphasis on the right word there for me, please, Josh.
Parky can't lose this game.
Yeah.
Is that right?
He can. He shouldn't. But we don't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can give you a scenario where he can lose the game tomorrow, and it actually is perfectly fine.
Please riddle me this, Batman.
Yeah. It's not that difficult.
No,
I know that. Go on.
Wrexham lose, Wickham lose, Charlton lose, Stockport lose. Everything's perfectly fine.
Yep, we're fine.
Well, Paddy, you didn't finish the story. Anthony Ford scores in the 94th minute to beat us.
Oh, dear.
Comes on. He's been playing mostly as a sub. Mm-hmm. Comes on. Dad Bods hasn't been in lately. I don't know whether he's been injured.
No, I don't think he played last week. No.
Like, you know, but the Anthony Ford, if you do get to watch this show before you play, just remember where your heart really is.
Where's your heart? Where's your heart? But okay, onto that point, Patty and guys, when is it turned to the point where, okay, enough is enough? We got to start winning. We got to win. This can happen, that can happen. When it's like, okay, we got to win games. You know, when
No,
is
we
it?
just got to
when is
win
it
right
team
now.
fight?
Right now, there's 6 games left.
Right
Just
now.
win them all, and we're fine.
Yep.
Win them all.
This game.
Win them all, and we're fine.
This game.
mean,
Well, no, technically no, Aaron.
No, but when
Because
take out the
we can
numbers.
win
If we
game.
win them all, if we win them all, there's a good chance we can make up 5 goals.
But not if we win them all and we can win them all, we won't make up 5 goals.
Depends on they're not scoring.
Like we
goals
don't win a
either.
game by any more than 1 goal.
They're not scoring goals either.
Yeah,
So-
Patty,
Yeah,
when
but they
you,
win every game, they're
when you,
scoring goals.
like when do you take numbers out of this, Patty, and you're like, we need to win games? Like when? Are you good like Lincoln or what? You gonna wait that long?
Here's the thing. If you actually look at Patty's table that he has set up right now, we are actually ahead of where that table says we should be at this point. Because it went by like score or similar scores. Okay. Wickham dropped points on Tuesday that according to Patty's thing, he had those figured in as a win. They didn't drop those points. They shouldn't have dropped those points on Patty's board.
Yeah.
So we're actually, if you look at it that way, we're actually ahead of where we should be.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, on my graphic, this week we were due to have a draw.
Okay.
And Wickham was due to have a win.
Yes.
We were due to draw. We did our job. Yeah,
so we drew,
Yep.
which is the expectation on my sheet. So nothing changed for us.
Okay.
The estimate at the end of the season is still the same.
Okay.
Wickham drew, and they should have won that match. So they actually lost 2 points on the estimate for the remainder of the season. So they lost 2 points to us under my little estimation.
Mhm.
So it got better for us.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, look,
It's just one way to look at it, but
it's one way to look at it.
But based on how difficult the matches are, simple.
It's also
Based on what happened
against them previously.
Yeah.
The only flaw in that modelling is it was at the other pitch.
Right.
Home and away.
Yeah, but both of them flip, so some should get better, some should get harder, so it should roughly balance out.
But anyway,
without getting too technical.
I don't think either of us are going to win home, like win the rest of our matches, either Wrexham or Wickham. But I actually, to answer Josh's question around when do we need to start winning, I actually really feel like we need to go on a tear and win these next 3 matches. Otherwise, we could be in trouble.
The reason why I say that is you can't keep stretching the elastic band out like, oh, we'll just win the next one. We're going to but you're obviously right, Patty, with the numbers of the numbers. You know, you can't change numbers. I get that. But it's like, when is it like, okay, why don't we make this a little bit easier on ourselves? It ain't going to happen. We know we're going to be down to the end of it, too. And on that point, Parkinson said, I can't wait for Saturday. Sort of quotes in the leader today. He goes, we are back at home. It'll be a great game. We want the atmosphere to bounce. It's an early kickoff. We got to make sure the supporters are there. Make sure we already really focus and whistle. All that kind of is bullshit. But when are we going to be like, okay, we're the second in the league for a reason? Like, I want that to happen. I don't know if it will happen, but when does that really go down? I mean, when? Is it tomorrow? We've been waiting. Do we honestly think we played our best football? Is the Exeter game our best football of the season? I mean,
It is. And I don't think it's the best we can play.
Thanks, Mark. Gotcha.
I also remember Wickham make up their game through the week.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
They go away to Huddersfield, who don't have a manager.
Yeah.
I mean, but surely at some point, fingers crossed, Huddersfield find some mojo again, because they have been terrible lately.
You think Reading does us a favor, guys?
They could.
Big
Yeah.
chance.
Big chance.
Big
Yeah.
chance tonight.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised. I would be surprised if they don't take points off of Wickham.
And if
It's at Reading. It's at Reading.
If James from Reading Away FC hasn't been down and seen his players and put some laxatives in Wickham's soup, I'm going to be very disappointed in him as a Reading fan.
Well, what did they do in the flu game for Jordan? He said they gave him food poisoning in Utah, or is Utah?
But I'm thinking like it's a massive game for Reading.
Yeah.
They're sitting in 7th spot. They need this.
It's big for them as well. Yeah. It's huge for them as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you guys make of James coming on and talking about it? I mean, what did you guys say?
He was of the 2 guys that were on that show. He was definitely the best.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. But
I feel bad for them. I
Do you?
don't. Yeah, for Reading, yeah, I do. I do. I just that's rough.
He's a good guy. They're going through so much pain at the moment, like with their club. I mean, the D-Day's coming. I just want someone to come in and get rid of that guy so that they can have their bloody football team back.
Mhm.
Yeah, the next two matches you can see Saturday, Tuesday, because we don't play Tuesday. That is
No,
when we will be head to head with Wickham, and we'll see
they
where
play
they
on
are.
Tuesday, right? Who do they play?
They play on. That's their.
Huddersfield.
Yeah,
That's
so
like
that,
Huddersfield
I'll
away.
get it. You go. I got it. I'll figure it out.
it's
I got it.
Huddersfield away.
It's
Yeah.
Huddersfield. It's
Huddersfield
Huddersfield.
away.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So
got it.
they have two matches, we have one. And that's our game in hand. We're 3 points ahead. So let's see what happens with these three matches, our one and their two. If they can catch up to us and it's head to head, that's when you can't fuck up anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be
Because
sitting
we're
in
going to
third
be
spot.
racing each other to the end of the season, trying to match results. And obviously match results with Reading as well, who'll be chasing to catch up.
Yeah.
No, Charlton, sorry, not Reading. Charlton will be trying to catch up to
Charlton
us.
Lincoln, right? Yeah. Oh, Tess asks,
No,
our standards too high? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Patty. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Charlton is chasing us, not Reading.
Charlton,
So
yes. Who they
we
still
need
have to
to
make up
watch
a
their
gap.
games as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to make up a gap too. Are our standards too high aside from Birmingham? We are doing better than everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care how bad the match is if we win.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give him a pass for the draw because
Mhm.
right now it didn't hurt us. And technically, even if it did hurt us, I'm still positive about the running because some people, like when I mention, oh, we've got an easier running and they've got a particularly difficult one. Oh, well, don't count that. That doesn't count. You know, oh, well, they can beat everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. No, it does count.
Mhm.
Because you can't tell me it doesn't count. Because let's just consider this scenario. If you took the hardest teams, that if we knew who were the most difficult teams, and we played all the difficult teams first, and Wickham played the other way around, and they started from the easiest team all the way up, and we got to halfway, do you think we should be matching them on points? And if we're behind, is it a problem? Well, potentially not, because obviously we've played the hardest teams versus what they have. So like you have to balance these things out.
It's totally logical, Paddy, what you just said then, except both Wrexham and Wickham drew to 23rd and 24th on the table last week.
Yeah,
It's
which
football.
makes no sense.
That's football. Like, you know,
Okay.
Football. There's
What
always
team
going to
they
be.
go
Okay.
against better teams?
You have statistical outliers. It doesn't change the statistics because statistical outliers generally happen roughly the same amount for each team.
So when
So
you're playing cards, would
Those
you,
single outliers do not disprove the stats.
so when you were playing cards, you played Hold'em. Did you take that in, or would you just go with your gut?
Oh, I took this. I knew the stats off the top of my head. I knew what the percentages were. I didn't always play the percentages because your opponent also knows the percentages.
So did you go with your gut in those moments, or did you just say, like, did you stick to the book? Just out of
I
curiosity.
played player. You can't stick to the book. You are too predictable if you stick to the book because everybody knows that book.
Right.
So
That's why bluffs work.
Yeah.
Because a bluff is the definition of not sticking to the book. You should not play that way.
But let's bluff our way to promotion.
Let's do.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Patty used to play Hold'em, not professionally, but how do you describe it? Patty was playing Hold'em at
casually for fun. However, I did play at the World Series of Poker, not the main event, but I played one of the side events, and I got down to the final two tables out of 2,300 players. So I had fun. I had fun. I wasn't around it. No.
Yeah.
No.
No, you were wrong. Just say yes. Say yeah, I was a rounder. God, great movie, by the way.
Jesus Christ, you want the tax man after me, do you?
What's the passage of time here?
They'll never catch you, Paddy. You're too busy at the pizza shop.
Exactly. Yeah. What time are we getting pizza tonight? But danger. Please, God, no, we don't want that. And what else is going on? Matt Owls here says the fans had to step in to save Wrexham. Would Reading fans do that? Okay, there's
too much money, Matt Allen.
That's a different situation.
Yeah. Can't get the money.
Yep. Chris Phillips is up in it. Sorry. Try to keep it a shot. Please, by the way, please smash a like and share. We are what 200. How many away from 2,000? Like 100, 225, 35. Come on, let's get up to 2,000 by the end of the season. Please do that. What a great community we have here. And tomorrow, by the way, game day build up with Kem. It's gonna be like midnight for him. He's gonna be rocking and rolling. You know what I mean? I'm sure one of the
8:30 at night. It's like prime time. I'm so excited to get an early game.
God, Jesus, I'll be in bed. And then live watch along. Then Rextra time calling. Patty, what's the record? 7, 8, 7, 8,
7.
Okay, we're going for
6
tomorrow.
6. New record would be 7.
Okay, there we go. We're going to do that too. And then Wrexham reaction. Big day tomorrow. Aaron, are you playing Super Dad or are you going to be on some of the shows?
We'll talk after. Possibilities.
Okay.
So we've got weather coming in, so I might be able to be on some of them if they cancel some games. So it'd be touch and go. I don't know yet.
Other than Aaron being non-committal, we'll be here. It's fine. Chris Phillips, if we pull together all the standings when Charlton games happen, who benefits from us kicking off later in the day? There's a chance we have less pressure if they lose ahead of us. Well, we want to get points on the board ourselves. So I don't know if you guys want to take that on.
Well, the 2 early games tonight, my time, tomorrow for most people, is Reading at home to Wickham and us at home to Burton. So 2 massive games early. So we'll know the results of those 2 games, and then all the other games are starting after that. So for the teams like Charlton, who are at home to Lincoln City, they will then know the results. But to be honest, it really shouldn't affect the way they're playing at this stage of the season. Two games left in the season, it starts to really play on people's minds. But I don't think now.
Well, okay. Which match are we talking about? Are we talking about the second last one?
I think he's talking about tomorrow.
Oh, when the Charlton game happens, if we are close together in the standings when the Charlton game happens. Oh, okay. So that's
yeah. So, but we're playing each other, so that doesn't matter. But Wickham are playing before us on that day, so we could. That's my point. We could be safe. We could know, and we will know if we need a draw, if we need 1 point, or if we need 3 points, or if we don't need any points and we're already safe. So that's potentially a good thing. Some people say don't put the pressure on them. Everybody just goes out and plays together. It's easier. But I was talking in the Discord, and I actually think it would be quite fun if we knew we were going up, because Wickham had, even if they lost that day and they could no longer catch us, and then listen to the commentators during the match saying, McLean gets a yellow card. I don't care because we're going up. They've just scored. I don't care. We're going up.
I don't care.
And just the whole way through the match.
We're losing 10-0. I don't care. You know
don't care. We're going up.
Yeah. Oh,
but it's going to be fun. Going to be fun tonight. Like, because, every week we see the story change. We're seeing, we had 2 draws, so it was like status quo. But we were shitty that we had a draw because we felt like we should have won. And, we beat 5 points ahead instead of 3 points ahead right now. Wickham through the week are going to catch up their game. Like Paddy said, after these 3 games, Wickham's 2, our 1, we're going to be equal on games. And, come the middle of next week, we could be sitting 3rd on the table and still have won.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a possibility. And another possibility is we could be well ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Do we think Reading will do a job? I mean, really? I mean, it doesn't. The fact of the matter is, we still need to do a job ourselves, but we also still need help. We really still need help.
We do.
Wickham will drop points before the end of the season, and if they don't, they absolutely deserve to go up. And I won't be hurt about it. If they don't drop points in the following
for this running
games. Good on them. They deserve it. Okay.
Because we're so good at playoffs.
If we just take care of our business, I think we'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, John, as long as they take points off them, I don't care. That's great.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a minimum 2 points lost by Wickham in the next 2 matches.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Win and a draw. If they got to win and a draw, and we got
minimum.
To win
yeah.
That's great for us. Yeah. Great for us.
Mm-hmm. Dobson had some quotes talking about getting into the championship. He says a lot of players have been there and done it, which as an outsider looking in, we'll say that helps, said Dobson. He said, anything can happen in football. That's why it's such a wonderful game, says Dobson. We used that to our advantage a little bit, but we know that unless you turn up and perform now, it doesn't matter. If you've been there and don't do it before now, you got to do it again. That's why football is constantly changing, and we have to deliver the here and now. Now, Dobson, we talked about him earlier. The goal he scored, holy shit. I was like, don't shoot. And then he shoots. I mean,
you know what's funny? Okay, so I can't remember if it was on the show we did beforehand, Patty, or if it was just me and you talking.
It was after.
Me and Patty were talking about, and it was basically we were saying, Dabo doesn't give us anything going forward. And then we also said Smith can't head the ball to save his life. And in that game, we got a Smith header and a Dobson goal.
Yeah. Don't do it. Oh, don't do it. I used to go when I used to play basketball. Like guys, like our center forward would shoot like a 3-pointer, and he'd be like, with one arm out and like doing like this, and he'd swish it like, oh God, and like you feel like, it's one of those. Going into tomorrow, who do you think is our players that we need to, I guess, lean on to try to, like having everyone get down J-Rod? I don't understand why. Who's our players we need to look out for tomorrow? Who's going to step up? O'Connell, who I think looks really good. Jesus, I can't believe I'm saying that, Aaron.
O'Connell. It's true what was said earlier in the week that when O'Connell screws up, it very often costs us the game.
That's bad.
He hasn't for a while. He has been fairly solid. But it does seem to be one point in our team that if he plays badly, we have a bad match.
I think Brunt's speed helps him out. Do we all agree with that or no? His recovery speed?
I think I not necessarily. I think he covers up so much for Max and Brunt that when he does have a bad game, it just amplifies everything else. The whole back line looks that much worse when he's having a bad game.
Max did not have a good game last game.
I know. And he doesn't always have a good game. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there was a point in time during the season where that right-hand side was struggling. I mean, we were struggling defensively on the right-hand side. Mm-hmm. But O'Connell, when he plays well, we look a lot better. And when he doesn't, because he covers so much, because he really does play that covering role. Like if a lot of times that when there's a counterattack, he's the last guy, and he's covering for mistakes made in front of him. And he's really good at it, but he just doesn't always. He does make mistakes. He's human, and he will make mistakes.
In the last 1 to 2 months, he's definitely played the percentages more. He hasn't tried to trap the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
He's just headed it out. He's let the defense reset, and the teams look the better for it, and he's looked the better for it. And I think that will be what we see of him for the rest of the season. And until he started doing that, that was when I was massively on the Scar bandwagon, getting Scar in, and O'Connell turned the corner, and I pay credit to that. He's done well.
Max has 7 goals this season. I'm just gonna.
I know he's due one. He needs to get one.
Yeah,
Max needs to score tomorrow.
You got to remember, like Anthony Ford's in the Burton lineup. Like he knows Wrexham inside out. He knows our structure. He knows how we play. So Burton is going to know us. So Parky has to bring something to the table tonight.
Can I just sorry to cut you off there. I just as I'm sitting through, I wanted to bring up this Max. Hold on, let me bring this down. Max has started 36 games out of 36 matches. He's played 3,200 minutes, 7 goals, 3 yellow cards. I mean, that is insane. He's played. He's started all game. Has he not? He hasn't started. He hasn't not started the game this season.
Again, 22-year-old young guy that got into the squad and got upside. And I know I'm not going to get back on it because he's not going to play at the end of the season. But played a young guy, got better, is now a permanent starter.
Hey, guess what? When you're in Australia, you might be able to see him in person.
100%. We'll catch up. We will catch up.
I was going to do this earlier, and I kind of got off track. So,
we didn't get off track.
No, we started. Okay, so I was talking about O'Connor coming in for Brunt tomorrow. And here's my argument for it. Okay. So Brunt has been on the pitch
is this
for.
full blooded, or you half committing?
No,
to
this is just a guess. I like Brunt gives us more going forward.
Mhm.
I think he's very dangerous when he gets the ball and gets pushing forward. It causes issues with opponents' defenses, and O'Connor doesn't do that as well. But O'Connor has been on the pitch for 14 clean sheets.
Mhm.
Brunt's only played in 16 games. Okay.
Yep.
So if you want a steady hand, if you're worried at all, if you're any, and here's the thing, okay, the Brunt penalty wasn't a penalty, but what did happen is his man beat him to the inside. He got beat. Okay, it wasn't a penalty, but he did get beat to the inside, and it could have been like it could have caused us issues. The guy dove because he wasn't going to get to the ball, but if it was a good pass, he was beat to the inside. Okay.
How many clean sheets for Brunt?
Brunt, I can count them real quick. So 1, 3.
Look at him. He's taking his shoes off now.
4,
Oh,
5, 6. So
6
for him, 6 for Brunt, and then
at least
but
10
14 for O'Connor.
And O'Connor's played how many matches?
I don't know how many he started. Those were starts. I didn't count the ones where he came in as a sub because O'Connor's came in as a midfielder a couple times.
look at that.
Just like So I don't have it broke down that deep.
So are you dropping?
Brunt?
So are you dropping Brunt tomorrow?
I don't know that I would. I'm not saying I would. It wouldn't, because he's done it in the season. He has done it this season. It
Mhm.
wouldn't surprise me if it did happen. Because
So-
I do think O'Connor is probably better defensively, to be fair to him. Now, I don't think he's as good in the air, and I don't think he's as good going forward. But
Okay.
I think he's done pretty solid this season defensively. Maybe I'm wrong, but
how are they going to lap tomorrow against us? Does anyone have that? Patty, you must have that. I'm sure you do.
it'll be similar to us. They generally play a 3-5-2 or something in that ballpark. So
I think they've changed that.
have they changed?
I
got
think they have.
They had
So-
one. I knew they had been playing a
No, they're
3-5-2.
going to play. Here you go. All right, they're going to play
Tom
3.
O'Connor started 25 matches this
Yeah,
season.
so they're a variation of 3-5-2. That's just
Burrell's got 8 goals. Webster has 5 goals. They play 3 at the back. Larson, McLaren. So here's what they're looking. This guy I remember too. Any danger, folks, in here? Did anyone see? Do we see anyone dangerous that we know of? This guy looks like he controls midfield. If that's correct, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to, because they've had such a struggle. I don't know if there's that many. I don't know if there's going to be stars, but they have played better,
Mhm.
Recently. So I don't know. It's hard to pick out a guy, but I know they've played well as a team. So
Elliot Watt is their guy. That's their best, their most talented. He hasn't been playing. Is he injured? He's on loan from St. John's to the middle of the park. But if we're going to pick out some of the players, just out of just right here on FOTMob here, this guy's got 8 goals. I know you could do this tomorrow on the build-up show. That's stupid o'clock, but yeah.
Yeah, I also checked there. I know recently they had been playing 3-4-3, and they used that to beat Shrewsbury recently. So they're mixing it up a little bit. They're playing a bit of 3-4-3, and then the other one there was the 3-4-1-2, which is essentially the same thing, but it's just pushed forward.
John says it's a good-looking table. Yeah, the champions elector here.
We're not listening. I wasn't even going to put that one in there, Josh.
Well, you paid for it. You know what I mean? They paid for it.
hey, they're in the mud. We're only 9 points behind. We're only 9
know.
They
points
lose
behind.
tonight. They
They
lose
could
tonight.
just start losing. They could lose every game from now to the end of the season.
They lose 6 in a row. It's game on.
Maybe we'd catch them if they lost every game from now to the end of the season.
Maybe.
Should we do score predictions and lineup predictions then?
Oh, yeah. Well, Aaron and I have already put our tips in, Josh.
Oh,
Unchanged.
you're right. You're right, John. Sorry, it's 11 points.
Unchanged 11 for me. You got probably go unchanged 18 at this point. Who the hell knows?
It will be unchanged.
Unchanged.
You think so? But do we really think that? Or we just honestly?
Yeah,
I think that.
I do.
No,
I'd be surprised if it was changed, but I also, though Connor would be the one. If there's a change, it's that one.
Okay, we all think it's going to be unchanged.
Yeah.
If you could bring in any other players into the squad in this game, who would you bring in?
Barnett, because I put him on the right and I dropped Maka.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Can I jump in there for 1 second?
Of course.
Now, did everybody see Maka go off on Instagram again? Right.
What was that about?
So what that was about is what you just said.
Yep.
That basically someone called out Maka with a article saying that he's too slow and that he shouldn't be playing, and that Barnett should be on and Longman should take Maka's spot, which is what you just said. So imagine what he would feel like if that actually happened for the match.
So just in case he's not, or just in case he is watching, I think we should play Maka. I absolutely play Maka. You guys are crazy.
You're a pussy, Aaron.
I made my change. You all said unchanged.
No. I'm saying that. Well, now, if you could change any players on the team, who would you change if you were the gaffer for this game?
Definitely not Maka.
I probably wouldn't make a change, to be honest.
I'd start Maka in all of them. He played goalie. That's it.
Yeah.
I actually agree with Josh.
Wow,
okay.
More attacking. These people in the comments. Yeah. I want you to call these three guys out for being a bunch of softies.
No, they said they would change. No, they're saying they would change Maka
for offensive output. Ryan Longman puts him. I mean,
Longman
here's the thing. There's an argument for it for tomorrow because, and here's, like I was saying earlier, we know that Parky agrees with you at least to the point that is an attacking change. And since we're at home tomorrow, he may think, you know what, I do want to go a little more attacking. And he makes that change. He might. We don't know. I mean, but I doubt he will. I don't know that I would, though. I mean,
he's going to go.
Say what you want about Maka, but man, he's a solid player.
He's 110% every game.
He's a 6 out of 10 every game.
And he will not let a player past him. Full stop.
He'll play. He'll give you effort.
That's not true. He got burnt 2 games ago twice. That's not true.
Okay. Well, one question I would have here to see your opinion then is we have always said that Parky is a numbers guy and that maybe he sets up too defensive and he is comfortable getting a draw. Well, we're now at the end of the season, right? And if he plays that same style and is comfortable to take some draws, potentially it is no longer in our hands. And he is then playing the numbers that, like I've said, that Wickham will drop points. So will he change? Will he change his style and start pushing for wins?
No, absolutely not.
He'll still push for wins, but he won't change his style.
Paddy.
Well, that's not.
I agree. Paddy. 20 seconds into the second half, they got a penalty, and he was like, he waited till 70 minutes to make a change again. There's no way. There's no way. And you know what? Okay. I think we're all here for it.
Score predictions then. I've gone 2-0. Josh has gone 1-0.
What I do? I don't remember.
You went 1-0.
1-0.
Aaron?
Happy with that.
And we're waiting, Paddy. 3 of us have given our result.
Yours was 2-0, Ken, was it? I'm going 3-0.
Okay.
That'll
mean in this game we'll score as many goals as we have in the last 17 games. I mean that.
Paddy is our Charlie.
Actually, where is that kit, Paddy?
Jersey.
Burton, guys. Okay, I have an update on that, and I was hoping no one would ask me that question.
Hey, Paddy, where's your jersey?
Where's the jersey, Paddy?
It's in customs, so it's here. It has arrived. I just have to pay more money to get it.
You did just put posh on your shirt and just end, you know. But
So that would mean we're fairly
Why would
confident by next weekend you'll actually have that.
I'll
kit
have it.
to wear.
Yeah.
why would you have to pay?
I'll probably have it by Wednesday
Why would you have to pay more to get out of customs? Just out of curiosity.
because it's not part of the EU.
Higher standards.
So they're holding
It
it
lives in
ransom?
one of the most taxed
Yeah,
countries.
pretty much. Yeah.
You know, okay.
Lo-
makes
local. I paid local taxes in the UK, and I'm going to pay local taxes here as well twice. Yeah.
God damn. You know what, Ashley? This is on you. This is
That's not a tax, Patty. That's a tariff.
No, you know what? Time out. I don't feel bad for Patty at all because Patty was running his yapper. And he got what he deserved. Patty got what he deserved.
That's
Actually,
Patty
Aaron,
gave us danger.
it wasn't just Patty. It was
I
this
know,
guy as well.
Yeah.
No,
that-
was it?
that
No.
Yes,
no.
you did. You're supposed to do a week of
you ran your mouth off.
I said I would do the posh. No one's reached out to me. I said I would do a week of Poshcast. Those guys have not reached out to me. I would do it in a second. I'll do it over the fucking summer when they have shit going
Aaron?
on and they're still in League One.
Still waiting on a haircut. Still
Just
waiting on
wait.
this guy to run a marathon.
I was
Yeah.
just
What
about to say, Josh never says anything like that. Run a marathon, haircut, unchanged 11.
Hurt my knee,
What?
out back. Ken fucked up his drive. I outdrove him.
Oh,
What else you got? What else you got? What else you got?
I
Go
just saw
ahead.
that comment. Well, what did you put that comment up for? The fuck?
Well,
Well,
Did you even read that before you put it up?
One day.
Seriously.
Disgraceful.
John's
John, you know what happens when the
just
champions
causing
elect
trouble.
come in here? They just sit
He's-
there and they just.
he's just
dream.
like, I'm gonna throw a grenade in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dream
What a dick.
on that
So,
terrible.
boys,
What do you got? All right, so what's the lineup for tomorrow? Ken, you're doing build-up show.
any of you
Who's
boys
coming?
available for
Who's
pre-game?
available?
Possibly.
I should be. Almost
There's a
certain.
good chance I will be. Good chance.
Aaron, you're so
Almost.
non-committal these days.
I need to know for sure. Actually, I may have. Hold on. Let me check
What
my
if-
email.
What if?
Let me check my schedule.
Yeah, let me check.
Well, I was waiting for an update for the one game.
Okay.
See,
Actually, you know what? I think I might be good for the whole day. Actually, no, because they did give me Brandon's game's canceled, and I don't think.
Aaron,
Xander's
are you
till 7,
pretending
so-
to look at a screen? And was it just like, I'll see how this show goes today with the boys, whether I want to go on with them anymore?
Oh, that's mine. I was looking at my email.
There you go. You got an
See,
email?
why aren't you putting up comments like this one?
Oh,
Mad
sorry.
Al.
Well, it's
Agrees. He wants a Forest Green moment. Look, one of
I think
these
so.
6-0.
yeah.
Murder
know
mode in
Matt
Al.
Al's- Matt
I don't
Al-
know if I feel like this year is going to be a Notts County more than it's going to be a Forest
Yeah.
Green.
I'm not seeing
Well-
a Forest Green moment for the rest of the season, unfortunately.
I might be flying over on the. I'm 25th. I think I'm going over to the Charlton and the Lincoln game. So
Nice.
please get it done before then. I can't handle it. I really can't do it. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. The testosterone is strong. No, we're totally beta. Totally beta tonight.
Yeah.
Totally beta.
I don't.
Yeah.
I identify as a cat.
Yeah. And I'm going to bed because I need to wake up at 3:15. 3:15? 3:15? Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Bright and early.
Bright and early. Hey, it's the end of the season. You got to commit. Got to commit. I'm in.
You are kidding.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm kidding. Okay, studs. All right, what else we got? Is that it? We got anything else? Did we cover everything? What else didn't we cover? Is there something we did not cover in this full deal? Did I miss anything? Did we miss anything? Oh, the fixture update. Who gives a fuck?
Oh yeah.
Who cares? Done.
Oh.
Done. I'm going through the. Yeah. All right. Good.
Been a good one.
It's a good one. Did I miss the whole show? Yeah, you did, Drew.
You did.
missed- Yeah.
Jeez, just this guy coming in late. You know, he comes in 3 hours early and types in first, and then he doesn't show up for the show.
Good point. Good point, Aaron.
Unbelievable, Drew. Unbelievable.
Probably hasn't even liked it yet.
Probably
No.
not. Yeah, you gotta get a like and a subscribe and a share. You can at least share for us,
Yeah.
Drew.
Yeah. Share it
And,
out.
you know,
Come
and
on.
tell 5 of your mates, and if they tell 5 of their mates, and then we can
Yeah.
sell you an Amway product.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
Bob's your uncle. All right. All right, so I'm a family man. Oh, here we go. Now everyone feels bad. Okay, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, boys. Well, that was fun. I appreciate
was
that.
That's good.
Game day build up is in like 10 hours, right? Something like
Not
that.
yet. Yeah.
10 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it. Awesome too. All right, great. Good to see everybody. Game day tomorrow. Game day build up. Live watch along. Wrexham Colin show. Got to beat 7. Wrexham reaction. Let's go win this game. Can we do this for God's sakes?
Let's have a win.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. If you're gonna be there, Josh, promotion day versus Charlton would be epic. Well, 2 games. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Wayne, make sure you go with Ken to the game if they're down there too. You got to do it.
We've
right?
already talked. He's coming.
Okay. Done. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
We're pumped.
I love it. All right, boys. Who wants to on that bombshell let us out of here? I'll do it.
And on that bombshell.